on the little document list. At least for me. Yeah, it's the 2017 one on that little document.
Okay.
Are you streaming?
Sorry. Yes, we should be good. I just double checking.
I can hear my voice. I can't watch it like.
Everybody's voice sounds different
Yeah.
when it's recorded,
Nice.
like on the phone or something.
Well, and I don't know about Mr. Murph, so we can. Would you like to get started at 6 o'clock? I don't think we have to do a roll call officially. Are there any citizens' comments? Number 4, approval of minutes for June 18th.
Ask for a motion to approve it.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes for June 18th.
Is there a second? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll skip item 5A because that will be done next month, hopefully, and move to 5B for the Park Special Project Fund report.
Yes.
Be able to, oh, there it is. Yes.
So I have the report up here on the screen. Apologies, I don't think it was in your packets, but we're still trying to work on how to best make sure we keep all of the information kosher and same across the board. So we have it from January 1st through the end of May. So you see here a couple of withdrawals, $50,000. That's going to be a reimbursement to general fund for the pool improvement project. $200 deposits, $340. We have some regular deposits here. A lot of those are going to be from the special events that we hold throughout the city, so there's a registration fee. Again, some of the information in here was given to me earlier this week, so I need to get some backup on exactly what these deposits for to make sure that they are the special events. And then same with this withdrawal of the 120. There are two deposits on here that are not seen because they were done in July, and that's going to be for Otters donations in the amount of $3,000+. And then also the Castroville Special Event donated $5,000 for Lions Park. So I'm going to read that letter here in a minute. Unrestricted funds puts us at $9,000 plus or minus $5,000 for the Castroville Otters, and then $5,000 for Lions Park.
So the 9 is for anything, right?
Correct.
That's okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and read this letter from the Castroville Special Events Foundation. It was dated July 11th, 2025. Attention, Leroy Vidales. Good day, Leroy. This letter is to inform you that the Castroville Special Events Foundation Board has made a determination on the annual donation to the city from the proceeds of the 14th annual Tour de Castroville Walk, Run, Ride event. The specific restrictions are noted below. CSE is donating $5,000 to the Special Parks Project Fund to be used exclusively at Lions Park for the planned shade pavilions. If this donation amount is such that a pavilion cost is less than the donation, the remainder is to be held in the account and be spent only on another shaded pavilion in the future. If you have any questions about the donation or contents of this letter, please contact me as needed. Thank you for your support on this matter. Sincerely, Arnold E. DeLossi. Yes.
Where's the shade pavilion going to be?
So that'll be something that the park board can decide. I mean, we have a couple of different site plans, so we can decide. In addition to that, we have that grant that we're trying to apply for. So it might be that we just hold on to this until if we do receive that grant, we can put it somewhere, or if we want to just kind of put it out of the way of where we plan to put that playground.
Tell us again when you think we might know about the grant, whether we get it or not.
So we would get notice January of 2026 if we get the grant.
So cool. And I was trying to look over the policy. It doesn't look like there's and we didn't put a deadline on using grant funds like this. We just have a kind of a 2-year deadline on unrestricted donations.
Mhm.
Okay. I can write him a thank you note for the foundation.
That'd be nice.
Item 6A, discuss and take action on updating the Parks and Rec, I guess I didn't put board on there, the project list. And I passed out quickie. The list you have, thank you, is seeded from what we did last fall when Nicole put together that spreadsheet and had things kind of categorized by capital, what's that, CIP projects and general fund, and then volunteer projects. So this is mainly just the CIP stuff. And Jonah, I guess I forgot the dates on this presentation. There was a budget presentation recently, and those things are in here. So I marked those with an asterisk that were already presented for the parks budget for the next year. So is there anything else that we're missing or kind of need to keep track of in the next year or so? And then also the things that are kind of italicized, if you can see those, are not really, are things I think we need to keep an eye on, but it's not necessarily stuff that we can
Yeah,
fund.
like the
Yeah.
dams and ponds. That's not really.
Yeah.
We've made our recommendation.
We can only just, like, they're supposed to keep, hopefully there'll be some more public hearings or meetings on the ponds and dams. The Alsace Avenue Road probably needs to be repaired, or most likely needs to be repaired, but I don't think that would be in your budget. It's just something we need to keep an eye on. The walking trail improvements is something in the, I believe it is in the master plan, and it scored kind of high last time when we were shuffling through projects as something to complete. Like, I think it would affect help a lot of people, right? There's a lot of people right there in the center of Regional Park. And then hopefully maybe next month we can talk more about the splash pad status and what you think we should, what kind of resolution we can make there.
Are we gonna have an update on that, on the splash pad?
Yes.
I think you have an update, but if
Yeah,
we
it's
need
a
to
minor
actually have
update.
a
but
recommendation next month.
Yes, I agree.
So let council know what's going on. And I think that affects, like, what we decide to do with the splash pad affects if we're going to do the water reclamation, I think I spelled that right, system for the splash pad, and that's in the master plan update. So I feel like that's a little bit in limbo depending on if we can repair that feature or that space.
Why couldn't we use that money that was designated strictly for Lions Park to fix the splash pad water field?
You mean the one we just got?
Yeah.
It was for shade.
Oh, that's right.
Shade. I mean, there is, what did we just say,
You can-
$9,000 unrestricted
But
fund.
that would have been such a good.
I don't even. Do you have a cost estimate for how much it's gonna?
We have no.
So we're gonna.
I don't know what to expect.
I tried to set up a meeting this week with the two installers, and I'll kind of cover a little bit more on during my update. But we're really trying to, because we've had issues prior to like the 1 year mark on the splash pad. I'm trying to warranty all this work out to both Advanced Aquatics and MWF Concrete. So depending on what they're willing to do and help us out with, we'll see where that goes.
Have you been, I mean, I know we've been discussing this ever since it hadn't been working.
Oh,
And that was
But it
during
needs to
the
be
warranty
updated.
time, yet nothing's been done.
Right.
That's technically.
So they should still be held accountable for
Absolutely.
Okay, and you're going ahead with this.
Yes, yeah, that is the plan. Yeah.
Okay.
I ask a question? Beside the lighting in the pool and overhead, what does that refer to? I mean, is something wrong with the lighting on the unit?
Yes.
Yeah, so there are some lights that are out in the pool. I know there's two on the shallow end side, and those are inoperable because of the community center building. And then there's one that we tried to replace last summer, and that wire frayed or it just pulled out. So we need to repair that one. Overhead lighting, we need to probably look into making sure that the grounds are lighted not 24/7, but especially at night. So right now they're all kind of on a switch. So turning some of those perimeter lights on with a photo cell or something like that, so that way there's security.
All in community centers,
So
will they all be eventually?
probably it probably be split between community center and the pump house. Yeah.
Does this need to be more in a maintenance thing then? It doesn't need to be. You
Um.
don't have to buy like $500,000 worth of lights. or
No.
something.
No. Yeah, it could be more in the maintenance.
Were the lights in the pool? Those are expensive.
Yeah, some of them are, but we have maintenance for.
I'll check that out. Is the parking already spec'd in the community center?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take that out. Do you think the irrigation for soccer fields is figured out, or is that?
No, we're kind of in between. We try. I mean, I don't really know. I know that the last thing that they had discussed was upgrading some of the pumps on their skid at the wastewater treatment plant. They have two or three pumps there. They weren't big enough to pump the amount of pressure that we need down to the soccer field. So they were looking at costs to
But
increase those pump
were they
sizes.
pumping from the original location still?
No. So we still can pump from the original location from that wet well.
Yeah.
But for their test, because if we in the future get rid of that pond and we pull from the contact chamber, they ran that test off of the contact chamber.
Okay. But right now, because I think the rain is kind of ended.
Mhm.
Like it's going to be hot.
Mhm.
Will you be able to keep watering?
I'll have to talk to the plant. I know they were juggling some sediment that had gotten into their intake. Whenever we had that big rain a couple of weeks ago, some of the washout from the road got into their intake, so there was no water going into the wet well. But they had the guys in there getting rid of that sediment. So
Okay. So it's not really like something you have to work on right now. Like the field has working irrigation to it, right? It's
Right
just
now,
more about the
yes.
source.
correct.
So then the other part would be the trees and to irrigate some of the trees in what's that place called? It's lost.
Garden of Roots.
Yes, thank you.
Is that being done?
What's that?
The irrigation on the trees and the garden of roots and everything?
So some of them are freshwater and some of them are effluent. So
But the trees are being watered.
not regularly, no.
Okay.
So it really just depends on whenever we send water down from the plant. So they're trying to juggle two different things here.
Are we going to be able to water the soccer fields and get them ready?
Yes.
That's good.
Yes. Yeah. So we're still going to go back on what was originally in place.
Uh-huh.
They're working on for future plans. What they would like to do is trying to pull from the contact chamber. So we still have the old infrastructure in place, the water, as we have in the past. So that hasn't gone away.
Okay. I think we need to, I know we're going to talk about it later, but I think we need to add, I don't know if it goes into the park or the RV park or both. It's some kind of an emergency siren.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, I guess we can kind of merge them. I texted Scott, I think it was last week, and there wasn't anything official yet from like a state or county level for sirens. Because you could probably potentially just, like the whole city could have a siren system, I imagine, to manage like the whole crook that comes through town.
Oh yeah, I forget the river goes through this side because I live on the other side.
Yeah.
True.
But, you know, if that rainstorm had happened over here, those people in the RV park
Right.
would not be there. So,
And that's why I'm thinking there definitely needs to be one on that river location.
Mhm.
Not that we don't need one over here also, but
No, I think we need to think ahead.
Yeah.
You know, not just say, oh, we should have done that.
is there's existing Wi-Fi at the RV park, right? No.
Correct.
Yes?
Mhm.
Does it just need an upgrade?
So Mr. Peterson actually he helped us basically overhaul it from
Uh-huh.
what the old system was to the new system. There's obviously still some bugs. The pros and cons of having the Wi-Fi in the RV park is pros, people like it because it's free Wi-Fi. The cons are that they want fast Wi-Fi, and you can't have fast
Oh.
Wi-Fi with trees. So the trees absorb a lot of the signal. He was able to bring down some of the dishes so that way we can try to get more line of sight signals.
Uh-huh.
But still, we have a lot of trees in the main area, and
Is it so slow that it's unusable?
I haven't gotten any complaints that it's been so slow that it's
I
not
can
usable.
imagine everyone streaming TV at
True.
night.
I'm just wondering, do we need to say like Wi-Fi improvements?
Or take it off. Like, is it solved or?
Like I said, I haven't gotten any complaints about it. So
Oh, not a problem.
We used to get complaints about it whenever there was no Wi-Fi down there. So
Okay. I know a lot of places offer it, so it makes sense that we would too, but
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like one of our immediate needs to solve.
Is there accessory storage then for swim gear in that little closet? Is that solve that one? Under the pool thing?
yes.
That's fun.
What'd you ask about?
Swim lesson
Oh
accessories.
yeah, swim lesson accessory storage. Yeah. So
It was on their lap.
the tin shed that we have, we'll
Yes.
get rid of and replace it with that poly shed that the lifeguards are using as
Yeah,
the
yeah.
office now.
Okay.
So that will take its place for
Okay.
storage.
That's fine.
So that's taken care of. Catch me up if I'm not remembering correctly, but what bathrooms? I'm thinking of what bathrooms we're going to need in addition to this building. So what did we end up with on this? Are there going to be showers?
As it's built now, no. There's no
Okay.
showers. It's only going to be restrooms, and it'll be technically 3 public restrooms, but 2
Okay.
of them are primarily accessible to the pool. Later on down the road, if council wants to build that shower bathhouse
So that-
restroom,
So there will be
That's
no
it.
showers unless we do that. Got it.
Yeah. I had asked Nicole to start. So if you look at the master plan, the pool thing kind of got mostly completed actually, all the items. So I was thinking like, what do we want to do next after the community center's done? What does the pool need to do to really make it profitable and usable for the community with different programs? And so I was asking her to like maybe start a new master plan section for that, for the pool.
Mhm.
And then we can, fill this back up with more requests.
Okay.
And just to make it like, if you have enough programming, I feel like you could make the pool more profitable. And that's something we're supposed to discuss a little bit, I think. Or Jonah has an update on that, or revenue for each of these items. That is yet to come.
Okay.
But the top 3 things were definitely part of his budget presentation.
So do we need a motion to adopt this as per what we just discussed?
I'm trying to think, like,
What do you need?
what did we do last? Did we-
I would recommend that you all, with the changes, adopt this or accept this with
Uh-huh.
changes. So then that way I can put it in my. If at the budget presentation they want an itemized list, the council can have it.
Okay.
We can send it to
Well,
council.
and David can reference it.
And yeah,
Okay.
Councilman Mercer.
So then
Yes.
let's go. So the things I took off the Wi-Fi, I added an emergency siren to the RV park. I took off the swimming lesson accessory storage.
Mhm.
Was there anything else that?
The lighting in the pool is removed. The parking is removed for community center. Unless,
Lighting in the
I don't
pool.
know, is the landscaping part of anything or we can?
No, landscaping I would keep in.
Okay.
What was the other one you said? Lighting and the swim accessories? No. So no park. Okay.
And then
Parking in.
I can kind of redo this and remove, recategorize like the dams and ponds and the Alice Avenue and move that somewhere else.
Where else would you put it?
Important, like, things we want to keep an eye on, so to speak. But is there a
So,
more clever way to say that?
Since this is not, like, I know we need to keep on top of the dams and ponds project, but it's not a project list for
Yeah, and
us.
us too.
Okay, then I don't think they belong somewhere, but not here.
Yeah,
I think maybe you could add
Yeah.
like the special considerations at the bottom.
Okay.
Just
There.
to keep
Okay.
it, keep updates on this.
The other thing that's not in here is the pocket park, and we can't do anything else with that except
I would put it under.
update the master plan because there's no property developed yet.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it under special considerations just to keep it?
Okay.
I got a question about the grant that they applied for. That money that they receive, when they receive it, is it for all of this or just specifically one item?
So which grant? The one that we just
$5 million.
Yeah, so the grant that we plan to apply for through Texas Parks and Wildlife is up to 1.5 million. We're not applying for 1.5 million. We're applying for like $700,000. And that's only going to be for the playground and shade structure at Lions Park.
And when are you applying for this?
August 1st is the deadline, so we plan to apply like a week or two before that.
I'd even do it before that.
Yeah.
Just to be on the safe side.
So GrantWorks was here earlier. She plans to have it completed by next Wednesday for final review.
And we had a lot of really good letters from community people, but if you wanted to write a letter in favor of it and send to Jonah, she'll add it into the packet.
Okay. Have we used GrantWorks before?
We have.
As a city?
We have.
And how many grants have we received through them?
I'm not sure. I know the last one that I think Public Works got was for the water line improvements over there on that northwest side of town, I believe. GrantWorks helped with that, but I don't know what the other.
I just wonder what their track record is.
I know.
So
We
council
need to keep track of that.
Yeah.
council did look it up whenever I presented it to them. Councilman Martinez, I think, brought it up, and they have a pretty successful track record. I think the mayor has used them in past, maybe not here at the city, but at other organizations that he was in, if I remember correctly. So they have a very good track record.
And I felt good. I felt better and felt good about actually meeting the individual who's writing it up.
Right.
She seemed great.
Yeah,
And
Jessica.
she spoke highly of, it seemed like all the things were lining up to help us get, like, the right things were coming together for a good application.
Okay.
One quick question. Do you know in the master plan for the regional park, it says upgrade electrical? Do you know specifically what that means?
Yes,
It's not really
Devin
detailed.
had a plan for adding much more electricity all around the park, so we can have different events. But right now, they want to run extension cords all over the world.
Mm.
It'd be outlets. I think the ones he talked about were in the ground. I don't know if that's still a viable option, but there is a plan that Devin had put together, to get you to work on it together, of upgrading electrical all around the park. Throughout the perimeter.
So, like, along the road?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Because there's poles there. I mean, there's already poles for probably 50 or 60% of it.
Correct. So Devin, when Devin was here, and maybe he'll text me and correct me if I'm wrong, but Devin, in parks, generally you don't want overhead electrical in parks. So a lot of what he was eventually going to try to do is have all the electrical underground. And whenever the electrical was underground, that we would have underground like vaults pretty much that you could lift up outlets or a tower of outlets for people to use. They use them for, it would be good at like Houston Square, September Square, if, we have other events like that. But I'd have to look and see what his files have. But I do recall he had mentioned that that's what his plan was, to get a lot of the electrical buried underground, or any future electrical be underground, and then have those pedestals pretty much that are stored in the ground. And then during events, they get picked up and then they can service however many
And you go right
vendors.
over them during-
You would be able to. They would sit flat, or maybe just slightly above. Being that we are in a floodplain, we'd have to be very cognizant on where we
Ooh.
want to locate those.
See,
So
that's the only thing
That's
that I
tough.
have against being in the ground, is
Yeah.
because it does flood, and we're
Mhm.
probably gonna have more.
Yeah.
So we definitely wouldn't put them in the soccer fields.
Right.
Or if we do put any on the soccer fields, they're going to be on those poles that are already down there.
But like
But we
amphitheater side,
We would definitely have to figure out. But that's something that we would have to make sure and try to weigh those.
It's pretty good, like, this is down around the exterior area, but it's not anywhere.
So you need a motion to do this.
To adopt this as our current, unless y'all want a workshop or anything else more research.
no, I think, no.
Okay, I make a motion that we adopt the park board project list by region that presented on July 16th, 2025.
Is there a
With
second?
changes?
Oh, yeah,
I
with
would say
the,
with changes.
with the changes. We
Oh,
discussed.
With changes.
changes and additions.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I guess I'm supposed to vote too. I had to go look that up if I'm supposed to vote.
Oh,
or
I was
not.
gonna say, can you?
I think so on an advisory board.
Hmm.
But maybe I can ask Deborah.
Can a chair, Priscilla, do you know? Can a chair vote?
Okay.
There you go.
I just can't make a motion.
All right. Item 6B is nominate and elect the chairperson, vice chair, and secretary. I was going to welcome any motions to just keep it the same.
I make a
since we didn't
motion,
really add new people.
I make a motion that,
Keep it
Adriana, yes.
I agree.
And Nicole was fine with being vice chair, so.
So if you make the motion, I'll second it.
Okay. I didn't think anybody was gonna fight me for
No,
that.
no.
Was there a second? Did you second?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Item 6C, we've already discussed a little bit. Do we want to take make an official recommendation about a siren system especially for the RV park?
Yes.
Or
Mhm.
we can word something to that effect, yeah.
You know, I would totally support the siren, because many times, we have rain way up somewhere there up the lake,
Uh-huh.
nothing here, but the river came up.
Yes.
And we've had several times, or during the time, we had to go back to the RV park. And the owners weren't there, and they didn't know, it was not a fun thing to do. And you get little trucks all the time, it's not fun. And perhaps the morning would have, siren would have helped her, or not, but we do have flash flood's here, that would go on.
Yeah, so that's going to be one thing that we're going to have to definitely try to look into. Is where are we going to be taking these readings on? Where's the water level rising? Well, I know we currently have a siren system for the city. I think those are for tornadoes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know.
So
Someone push a button for that? I have no idea.
So I guess we just need to try to see, because if we just monitor at the park, that's all well and fine. But if, like Helen said, if something's coming from upstream, how are we gonna
Right.
How are we gonna get
There would
that?
be an alert, just like they did in Kerrville. The guy got an alert ahead of time from the National Weather Service
Mhm.
about what was going to
But
happen.
I kind of wish that we could, I'm sure they have all kinds of alert systems, but I wish that it didn't require a human being to that this
Oh, right,
does the
right.
alert.
Right.
Like it analyzes the weather and it knows where the threat, and that's when it goes
There's
out.
a sensor somewhere upstream
Yes.
that says the river's rising.
I'm sure there's stuff like that.
AI.
I guess
Sure.
we can make a recommendation we need to investigate this, but it can't, like you said, it's on this list, but I don't want to push it off and 5 years from now we didn't install it.
Why don't we just
I would-
say we want
Yep.
a siren system for the park? Period.
Do we want to say for, how do we say it better? For the park is our most important, but also for the whole city, for the whole river area.
Like if you're gonna invest in that
The
infrastructure.
money's gonna be made available to the community.
Right.
Right,
I would think so too.
We need to get on it now.
right. Don't put it off.
Because I know ours, if you all heard the test, the
Uh-huh.
testing lately, I could hear it, and I told the police chief already, I could hear it barely
Yeah.
at my house. Inside,
No.
no one would ever hear it.
Right.
And it'll be interesting what it takes to maintain that kind of system too.
Yeah, I
And
think
I know
it would
it
be.
probably wouldn't be like a park thing.
Well, I think
likely.
yeah, for sure, and I think it would be something that we need to probably work like some type of cooperative with.
It's a
Maybe the
countywide thing,
dam. You know, I don't know if they have any type of monitoring system over there at the dam. Obviously, they got to. But yeah, maybe county or something like that. So I can yeah, we can reach out to the emergency management and see if they have anything or if they've done anything. Mark Chadwick, he's very knowledgeable, so I can reach out to him and see if he's done anything in the past before similar to this.
And that would be an excellent route. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, let me know if you need help emailing
Yeah.
people or
yeah. I'll reach out to them and see, and we can just start the conversation from there and see what we can do.
Well, I think we need to make a motion and then make
an actual recommendation.
Yes. to say we want a siren system for the park.
Mhm.
And
Whether
by
or not
telling-
we're working with the county or the state or
It
something.
doesn't matter who we
Yeah.
work with, we just want one, period. And like Helen said, don't put it off.
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
want to
don't
either.
procrastinate and say, if that doesn't get back to you, do something. I'm so tired of everybody putting everything off.
So I make a motion that we recommend that the city invest in a warning system, emergency warning system for the park.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You're gonna have to make this motion. You can't just keep saying that.
Item 7A is an update from the Friends of Castroville Regional Parks.
Very short list, we're having a mini work session on Saturday. We normally do not have them in July because of the heat, but the weeds are overtaking me in the butterfly garden, so I don't care if 1 or 2 people only show up. We're gonna have one on Saturday, from 7:30 to 9:30. That's it.
Seven B is Jonah's update.
I guess I can add something before you do, I'm sorry.
Okay.
This was brought up in at the public hearing informally a while ago, but I would like for Jonah to make sure that we get more PR in the utility bill newsletter. The specific reference to the amphitheater and funding for it, because there is misinformation out in the city.
Oh, not the amphitheater, the
Communities.
community center.
Excuse me, correct.
Gotcha.
I'm thinking empathy, but there is misinformation. See, I just started another room.
Okay, so my report for June. Community center construction. Concrete was poured on June 25th, 2025. We do have a couple of hairline cracks at the corners of those in-ground electrical boxes. They're not any concern, but I mean, you can't even fit a fingernail in there. It was observed that we have a couple of little hairline cracks. Framing is underway. They began July 9th. I don't know if you've been able to pass by there, but they have made a lot of progress in the week since they started. 4th of July celebration in the park was a success, minus the weather leading up to it. The rain and the wet was great. We really want that. We needed that. But it's just made our park a little muddy for the people that were coming into it. So it still went out without a hitch. We did have to close the park for parking because we just got full. One thing that we did have to change from last year to this year because of the rain and the moisture is we didn't allow anybody to park inside in that grassy area like we did last year. The other thing that we didn't have were skydivers, and I think a lot of it had to do with the weather. Although the park was a little muddy and wet, staff and patrons all had a great time. I haven't heard any complaints about fireworks. I actually heard some people say that they could see them outside of the park, which, generally we always say, hey, come into the park to see them. Reservation reports, regional park volleyball courts, we had 1. Lions Park athletic field, we had 1. Softball field, we had 5. No amphitheater rentals at regional park. 4 area rentals, 7 pavilion rentals, 20 table rentals. Pool parties, we had 23. RV park bookings, we had 50. And then we had 1 tent camping.
Do you think the pool parties is more? Obviously, because like last year you had a truncated season, but it seems like you've had more.
It seems like our pool parties has gone up from last year to this year. Work orders, parks, we had 120 total work orders. City park maintenance, city building maintenance, they're all kind of broken out here. 14 facility work orders. History of them, June of 2024, we had 68. Last month, we had 153. And then June of 2025, we had 120. So we're averaging about 114 a month. Staffing, so we've got 4 full-time positions, 1 part-time and 1 temporary. For the parks. Pool, we had 10 positions filled. We are starting to see a drop now that school is starting. A lot of them are going off to college and getting ready for that. Same thing with high school. They're starting to do their football camps and all that stuff. So we're going to see a couple of them drop off. We should be able to stay staffed up until Labor Day weekend. We might just kind of see, instead of 4 guards on a normal shift, we'll have 3 or something like that. So. Upcoming priorities, we still have the trees, replacements and planting in the Garden of Roots, the tree sign installation, finalizing our budget for 25-26, and then the continued monitoring of the community center. So splash pad repair plan, emailed some pictures to Vortex, got their insight. They responded back and said, we're just the manufacturers of the parts themselves, which is correct. They didn't do the installation. They did give us some information and documentation on what was required for the installation. So I have to meet with Advanced Aquatics and the concrete MWF to make sure that everything was followed to the T. Now, if everything was followed to the T, then that's going to be a whole different story. We're going to have to figure something else out. But based on that, and based on talking to Devin on what he's done up in Jacksonville, it seems like everything was followed. So we're going to have to wait and see what exactly failed. Advanced Aquatics, again, they videoed those lines, and you can tell where there's some breaks in the lines and where there's non-breaks. Once I have a better report for you guys, I'll definitely share it with you all, but that's kind of where we're at. I'm trying to meet with those installers to figure out, hey, what caused this, and who's going to be responsible for it.
But you haven't been able to set up an actual time to meet?
No, not yet. No, as soon as I will, I'll definitely share it with you all and Scott to make sure that we're, couple of pictures. So we have a couple of pictures from the 4th of July event here. As you can see, everybody was all smiles and ready to go. I think one of the pictures, there was one lady who covered her face. Maybe she just didn't want to be seen, but whatever. So really good turnout. There's Rick Trevino there with his band. These guys, they set up all of their equipment while it was raining and kind of misting. So I give them props. But yeah, it was a really good event. Here's a picture of the fireworks. And then here are our monthly pictures for the community center. So you can see where they're doing some of the plumbing. They're putting in their trenches for their plumbing. Here's their plumbing. Here's their footprint in orange. Here are their grade beams. And then you can see where their plumbing is at. Here's the tarps over the grade beams. And then if you can see in this picture here, you can kind of tell more or less how deep those grade beams are and how it's full of water right here. So they had to wait for that to dry out before they could continue. Surprisingly enough, though, we have not had any rain delays for this project. These are the floor boxes that I was talking to you about. This is where they have those small, very, very thin, I mean, like I said, we can't even put our nail in it, hairline cracks. Not sure what caused it, but it could just have been a shifting from finishing and pouring. But these are they're going to be electrical outlet boxes, and they're in the floor. So that's where those little small hairline cracks are. Here are them pouring. Again, they poured on June 25th. I think they started at like 3 in the morning, 1 in the morning, something like that. So they were done by 8 o'clock, pretty much done, poured by 8 o'clock. A couple more pictures. Here are them. They are finishing it out. And then here's an addition. So right here on this, where this paint can is at, on this right side, this is going to be the conference room. This is going to be the addition to that conference room area. And then also the low voltage and storage closets are going to be here. So that's what they're building out there. So that was an addition. You can see them building that up, and then adding in their concrete. So again, this little section here is going to be I think they call it an MDF room, and a storage closet area right here, and then this will be the conference room area. Here's some of their framing that they started last week. So I will bring up, TPWD grant status. So we did do the public hearing at 5:15 earlier this afternoon. We had 4 people in attendance, just in addition to Jessica with GrantWorks. Very informative and informal. Basically, it was just a community input type of meeting. We have a lot of letters of support from different organizations, individuals. So if you know anybody who would be interested in submitting a letter of support, have them email it over to me so we can submit that with our grant. Like I said, GrantWorks, Jessica with GrantWorks is planning to have this grant finalized next week on Wednesday for final review. It'll go to the director, Charles, I believe is his name. So he'll review it in addition to another person who does grant writing. So they'll have 2 more people review this grant application before submission. Facility balance sheet. So this is pretty lengthy. It was in the packet. If for some reason you have any questions about it, please email myself or Leroy. He put this together, but this is our balance sheet basically for the past 5 years. So it's 2019 to 2020, 2020 to 21, and so forth. And you can see all the different account codes. We have swimming pool fees, vending machine at the pool, RV park fees, tent camping, picnic area, reservations, tables, pavilions, holiday weekend fees, sport field usage, laundromat revenue, pool parties, season passes, and then rentals for pool rentals. And you can kind of see where the numbers go. They're all going to change depending on the month and the year. And then we have our totals over here on the right-hand side.
I think something to note too is obviously 2020, I think with COVID.
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah, we had a really big
went
decline.
down. And then last year, because of construction or whatever too, the pool was
Yeah, so
kind of restricted.
2019 to 2020, we'll just use kind of the pool, the first cell, as a reference. We had $11,000 for swimming pool fees in 2019, 2020. So we had $11,000, which just rounded up to $12,000. In 2020, 21, we had $30,000.
Yeah.
21, 22, we had $27,000. And then 22, 23, we had $35,000. 23, 24, we had $8,000. You can see the big drop because that's whenever we started with the construction last year. 23, 24.
Where does the money go from at the end of the year?
General fund. And then 24, 25, So we're the third cell down. We've collected $3,000. Again, kind of in that construction period as well. So
Is it, I guess it's always just gone to general fund? That's how things
yes,
work?
yeah, because a lot of so the way it works is our expenses or salaries and
Yeah.
buildings and grounds, our different line items that we have. Our budget is coming out of general fund, so all this
Oh, okay.
revenue goes back into general fund, unless it's specified that it's going somewhere else.
Mhm.
The only thing that would go somewhere else most likely would be
Well,
like this park special project fund, something like that. Special events. I don't know if those are in here. It doesn't look like they are. Right here, park special event revenue.
Yeah.
So in 2021, 22, we had $1,000. So that didn't go to general fund. That went to the park special project fund. 22, 23, we had $100. 23, 24, we had 1,500, and 24, 25, we've had 700.
Out of special events?
Mhm.
Seems like it would have been more.
There aren't that many. There aren't that many events that we have. I mean, a couple of them that are. So the church, I don't think they get charged, but like the car shows, those get charged. A lot of the vendors in the park get charged. Special events like that get charged. I know the cider house, they're doing a couple of, or they've done one. I think they're doing another one. They get charged. It's really primarily whenever they need city services like barricades and stuff like that, where they
So
get
you're saying
charged.
other organizations, their special events, not the city's special events?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, no, it's okay, because I was thinking, Georgia Castroville.
Yes, yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't do the. They do that other donation,
Right.
but no, they don't do the $100.
A question, if you have, this is excellent. Have you done an expense one like this, or just the revenue for them?
No, this is just revenues.
They would find the expense one very interesting, very valuable.
I'll definitely add more work for Leroy.
I was thinking we need
For example,
that.
Having this information is how we discovered the money was being stolen at the park. Because you go, this, huh, what? So, Kyle and I remember that pretty well.
Mhm. And where are you sending this report? I mean, this thing that you're showing us now?
So it's in your packet. So if you go to the city website,
Mhm.
if I get my information before the Friday before our meetings, I will always try to put it into you all's packet. So if you go online to the city website,
I know those packets are fun to
they're
find.
very lengthy. Some of them are.
No, it's not that, it's just finding them.
Agenda and minutes. So it's that first tile on the homepage. Agenda and minutes,
Right,
and then it's right here
yes. It's
underneath, right here. So Municode, and then I always select just Parks and Recreation, apply, and then you can see it in your packet right there in the PDF viewer. So you also have my budget presentation. I didn't share it, but you have the budget presentation that was given to council. That's in here.
That shows the expenses, but you
Mhm.
have to go do a bunch of math.
Yeah, so our budgets are in here, so that way you can kind of see. And then further down, there's my report, and then you have the pictures, and you have the here's the expense report here. I mean revenue reports. Again, it's really small, so if you want the Excel, it transfers everything over to PDF whenever you view it. So if you want the Excel, I can send that to the board as well.
I was wondering, to help with the RV park, should we run a survey or have an ongoing survey I think we talked about this maybe a year ago, to get feedback from customers who stay there?
Yes, we did.
And like something more detailed that would give you more data, like, oh yeah, we need, like, yeah, the bathrooms are the worst thing or something, like, I don't know, just whatever feedback. I think there's a tiny survey that goes out, but I don't know if that's still the case.
There used to be a survey online, and it used to be handed one when they registered.
I think whenever we switched over to Civic Rec, we try to get rid of a lot of the paper stuff. So I can look.
Mhm.
Civic Rec has that capability, so we can make sure that whenever they check out or whenever they're leaving after their stay, they get sent that survey, and then it's just like 3 or 4 questions. You know, how was your stay? If we could change anything, what would it be?
I don't know if you wanted more specific questions, if that would help with anything. I don't know. In general, is there a thing, one of these facilities that just kind of bleeds money, or one that just really makes you money, so to speak?
So generally, the RV park makes the most. Second to that is going to be our park and our pool. Pool generally does not bring in money. A couple of years ago, we made money somehow, but again, it may have been that year where we were coming off of COVID and everybody was coming out and going places and doing things. So, for me, Parks and Recreation is like a service to the community, so it's kind of hard. I know I'm supposed to, but it's hard to gauge, what bleeds and what doesn't. I know what bleeds and what doesn't. I just try not to look at that, because I know we're just doing a service to the community. Yes, sir.
Does the RV park have its own showers?
Mm-hmm. It's one shower per side. One shower, and I think it's 4 toilets. 4 toilets on the men's side and 3 toilets on the women's side. If there's no other questions, I have some time-lapse videos that I pulled earlier today. Just a quick, unfortunately, I guess I set this up to run from, I think, 7 in the morning to 5 o'clock in the evening to capture, thinking that nothing's going to be happening before or after that. We did miss the concrete pour, so at 7 o'clock, we'll see it. I think it's on the second or third video. You're going to see where there was no concrete on the last video, and then there's concrete. So we definitely have a lot of pictures. We just don't have the time lapse of it. So.
Do you see Helen pulling weeds and like me run by? Uh-huh.
I'm always impressed what they can just do with the dirt.
Yeah.
So this is the start of freshwater and stormwater construction. So they're working on our freshwater line back there in the back. And then they have all their stormwater pipes.
Is that just to take drainage from the street?
Mm-hmm. So that way it doesn't go up to the front door of the building.
So will they be responsible for any kind of concrete curbing or need for that part of the landscaping?
No, concrete curbing and sidewalks, parking lot in this area is all going to be contractor.
But then the actual landscaping will be up to the city.
Correct.
Which means the park.
Mm-hmm.
When that's finished, who runs it?
We will, the parks will. I will. I'll go ahead and kind of skip through some of this.
And you're gonna need some extra help, are you not?
Most likely.
Mhm.
So you see where their plumbing rough-in is going in over here. You have our catering kitchen, our restrooms, lifeguard offices on this side. And then they start working on the admin wing over here and the restrooms for the community center, the main space over here on the left-hand side.
But I made sure that trailer restrooms there too.
Absolutely.
That's a good one.
Here are the grade
Now
beams.
Helen
And then
doesn't
you
have
can
to go all
see
the
where
way
all that
home.
water came in.
It's like, it's crazy how they do that.
Yeah, they made it all flat and then
They're
they
busy
dug it up.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. And then you just see all the people in the pool in the background too.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Jonah, do you run the social media account?
Both myself
who
and
does-
Sandy.
Yeah.
Sandy more than I do actually. She does. So that's where it goes from no concrete to all of a sudden we have concrete.
Ta-da!
So
Instant.
yeah, instantaneous.
But then the framing did start like that.
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks. I know they had a delay because I believe some of their material was up in Kerr County,
Ooh.
and then whenever the flood came, they were delayed. But yeah, they're right there. They're marking out where some of the spaces are, so you can kind of see where the restroom is, that lifeguard office. Let's see the next one, and this was up to today, so.
Are there funds for all of the audio, visual, media stuff, TV?
So I get so that's all going to kind of hopefully be general fund stuff, but there are contingency amounts in our budget, so we can hopefully, use those contingency funds.
Because you hate to get it done and then have nothing.
Mm-hmm. So here they go with the
Same
framing.
kitchen appliances and all that.
Right.
Tables, chairs.
Mm-hmm.
That's gracious. That looks so cool.
Everything we talked about.
I still can't picture how I know it's there. But the front drive, I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to see that.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. So that's kind of. I mean, this was
Soon enough.
this was at 10:30, 11 o'clock today. So they still had the back half of the day.
Wait till they put their roof on it. Oh,
Yeah.
Can't
So,
believe we're actually.
Very exciting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anybody wants any of these clips, please let me know, and I can definitely share them with you all. I plan to send them to Scott so he can share with council if they wish to.
Have you sent them to Devin yet?
No, not yet. I just did it today.
Okay.
So that is all I have. Again, if you need anything else from me, I think if those Excel sheets work better than that PDF, then I can go ahead and just send that over to the board.
Okay.
I'll talk to Leroy about getting an expense report, and then I'll get with Sandy to look into doing a survey for the RV guests.
Yeah, if you need help with the survey or I don't know how many extra questions you think would be useful.
Okay. I'll look to see if there's something already out there, maybe with another RV park locally, and then just kind of go build it off of that. And then we'll make sure to try to get some PR. Unfortunately, we can't do the time lapse in the newsletters, but we can put it on the city website maybe.
Yeah.
So.
That would be great. You can do that. Awesome. And then in the newsletter, we can refer to that.
Mhm.
Well, that'd be good. That'd be nice.
That's a good idea.
We just need to let people know how.
Right. Get where I can start out.
Anymore.
Number 7C, our next regular meeting is on August 20th.
I cannot
don't know
make that
if-
meeting.
If it's I don't know if anyone else can not make it or whatever. If we're not going to have a quorum because in the summer.
I can't make that date.
What day can you make?
Could we?
It's not that I don't want to take minutes, but
But no, I don't want to take minutes.
Well, I think Nicole
Could.
said she would be back.
True. So the third, like if you want to move it to the Wednesday before, to the 13th, if y'all want to move it, or
When does school start?
St. Louis starts that day, Medina Valley starts the day before. Or let's see. 20th, 21st. Or the day before, or the day after, the 19th. I can't do the 20th or the 21st, but the 19th I could. Do other,
There are other boards
Right.
that use it on Tuesday, I think, but
okay.
maybe if you all can just let me know what day works best for everybody,
Uh-huh.
I can get with Deborah to see. I think HLC's in here the day before us. I think they were in here last night.
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of, and then council is here on the second and fourth Tuesdays of every month. I don't know anybody else who is in here other than maybe HLC and PNZ. So
Yeah.
we'll just have to juggle.
And we could just leave it there. It'd be okay if
So what?
See if you're going to have a quorum. Leave it
Yeah.
and see if you're going to have a quorum. And if not, if we could do the 13th.
okay.
Just let me know.
And like I said too, we'll need if you know someone who'd like to be an alternate.
Start recruiting.
Yes. And are there any other agenda items that you want to consider? Not necessarily for August, but later. I guess the splash pad is going to be kind of the important one.
You could probably take off. I mean, are we going to get feedback?
I don't think so. I think Jonah, you tried like.
I've tried a couple of times.
Well,
Yeah.
and I'm guessing from what she's saying and other things, I think, Devin shot for the moon and put all these things in. And I think they want to fund one item would be my guess instead of but who knows?
Is there a motion to adjourn? Do you have any other questions?
So moved. Did you?
Is there a second? All right.
I was going to let Steven have
All
it.
in favor?
Aye.
701. Thank you.
Do you turn it off live streaming now?
I will